Every wish, as regards time or place or state of being, will be immediately fulfilled. And so at last, man will be happy here below." "Do you seriously believe it?" replied Care, in a severe tone of reproach. "No, he will be very unhappy, and will assuredly bless the moment when he feels that he has freed himself from the fatal shoes." "Stupid nonsense," said the other angrily. "I will put them here by the door. Someone will make a mistake for certain and take the wrong ones. He will be a happy man." Such was their conversation. 2. What happened to the counsellor? It was late. Counsellor Knapp, deeply occupied with the Times of King Hans, intended to go home, and malicious fate managed matters so that his feet, instead of finding their way to his own galoshes, slipped into those of Fortune. Thus caparisoned, the good man walked out of the well-lighted rooms into East Street. By the magic power of the shoes, he was carried back to the Times of King Hans, on which account his foot very naturally sank in the mud and puddles of the street, there having been in those days no pavement in Copenhagen. "Well, this is too bad. How dirty it is here," sighed the counsellor. "As to a pavement, I can find no traces of one, and all the lamps, it seems, have gone to sleep." The moon was not yet very high. It was besides rather foggy, so that in the darkness all objects seemed mingled in chaotic confusion. At the next corner hung a votive lamp before a Madonna, but the light it gave was little better than none at all. Indeed, he did not observe it before he was exactly under it, and his eyes fell upon the bright colours of the pictures, which represented the well-known group of the Virgin and the infant Jesus. "That is probably a waxwork show," thought he, "and the people delay taking down their sign in hopes of a late visitor or two." A few persons in the costume of the time of King Hans passed quickly by him. "How strange they look! The good folks come probably from a masquerade." Suddenly was heard the sound of drums and fifes. The bright blaze of a fire shot up from time to time, and its ruddy gleam seemed to contend with the bluish light of the torches. The counsellor stood still and watched a most strange procession pass by. First came a dozen drummers, who understood pretty well how to handle their instruments. Then came halberdiers, and some armed with crossbows. The principal person in the procession was a priest. Astonished at what he saw, the counsellor asked what was the meaning of all this mummery, and who that man was. "That's the Bishop of Zealand," was the answer. "Good heavens! What has taken possession of the bishop?" sighed the counsellor, shaking his head. It certainly could not be the bishop, even though he was considered the most absent man in the whole kingdom, and people told the drollest anecdotes about him. Reflecting on the matter, and without looking right or left, the counsellor went through East Street and across the Habroplatz. The bridge leading to Palace Square was not to be found. Scarcely trusting his senses, the nocturnal wanderer discovered a shallow piece of water, and here fell in with two men who very comfortably were rocking to and fro in a boat. "Does your honour want to cross the ferry to the Holm?" asked they. "Across to the Holm?" said the counsellor, who knew nothing of the age in which he at that moment was. "No, I am going to Christianshafen, to Little Market Street." Both men stared at him in astonishment. "Only just tell me where the bridge is," said he. "It is really unpardonable that there are no lamps here, and it is as dirty as if one had to wade through a morass." The longer he spoke with the boatman, the more unintelligible did their language become to him. "I don't understand your Bornholmish dialect," said he at last angrily, and turning his back upon them. He was unable to find the bridge. There was no railway either. "It is really disgraceful what a